Here we go. Ooh, how about I lift my phone down? All right, girl. What we doing? What we doing? What
Are
we
we live? I'm trying to,
doing?
we gotta check, make sure we live.
Make sure
I
we
ain't
live because I sure left my phone downstairs. I don't know what I was thinking today.
All right, here we go.
I have a delay. You hear me okay?
Again, I can hear you fine.
I have a delay on my end. I'm delayed, not you, but I'm delayed.
We gotta fix that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We good?
We good.
Facebook,
YouTube. What's up, everybody? What's up? Hey, I'm gonna turn into Martin for season 4.
Okay, season 4. Okay, season 4.
Season 4, episode 1. Hits and Heels. Back at it again, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. You guys know the drill. What's up, Coach Terri? Hey, we're excited. We got a special guest today.
Absolutely.
We in here with King Jarvis.
I swear, King Jarvis.
What's up, Jarvis? We got
Hey, how you
AD
doing?
Athletic Director of Russ College, Mr. Jarvis Stephen himself, live on Hits and Heels, kicking off season 4. If you don't know already, you need to hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Head over to youtube.com/the @ Hits and Heels. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you go back. We got 3 other seasons that y'all can go back and binge watch on while you up there watching what is it, Real Housewives or whatever, right?
All that drama.
Go ahead and binge on Hits and Heels. Okay. But no, seriously, we thank you all so much for joining us tonight and for being with us for the first 3 seasons. Every show has been bomb. That's what. But I know it's our show. It's our show, so we can say that. But it's really our show is really dope. We got some dope guests like tonight, and we also have our conversation. This is just how, for those of you that don't know Terri and I, right? This show is just our day-to-day conversation. This is what we talk about. This is how we chat. And so turning our regular conversations into a show. Now we're at season 4, man. It just blows my mind that this is season 4. This is like the 34th episode.
Wow.
That's dope.
That's dope. That is dope.
So for those of you who, again, are just following us, connecting with us here, Hits and Heels started in September 2022. September 2022. And I'll let Terri tell the story. She tells it better than me. Terri, tell the people.
Okay, so Dani and I got connected over the summer when she was coaching at a middle school. I coach middle school football. We both were coaching middle school football. So a mutual friend connected us both because, again, I got nobody female-wise to talk to about coaching football, and neither did she. And so our mutual friend connected us together, and we have been thick as thieves ever since. But our first conversations were just so, I can't even think of. We were on the phone for hours. Talking football. Right. And so we're both just like, oh my God. And then we would just end up branching off into other topics in sports in general. Because of course we're both NFL fans. And so she's an Eagles fan and I'm a Cowboys fan. So we had that dynamic. And then, of course, we like other sports like basketball and golf and tennis and just other stuff. And so that's how we were like, girl, we could talk about this for hours. We should start this. She's the brainchild. She's the brainchild. So she was like, girl, you should start a podcast. I was like, girl, I don't know nothing about no podcast. Next thing I know, she's sending me the links and everything and all the graphics and stuff. And then she said, oh, we going live on this date. And I was like, do what, girl? And here we are, 34 episodes later. And we've had some absolutely fantastic guests. And I can't wait to dig in to AD Jarvis Stephen from Russ College today, because he's going to drop some nuggets that you all probably need to know from an athletic director's point of view.
So, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So let's kick it off. Now I know you, but for those of us, our fans and those watching who don't know, tell us who is AD Jarvis Stephen.
What part you want me to tell?
Tell us about your background, where you went to school, because I think it's pretty cool that you are now the AD at your alma mater.
Okay. Yeah. I went to Russ College, graduated from Russ College, played basketball from Russ College, played at Russ College. I was made at Russ College, coached middle school basketball in the city of Memphis. Ended up working at a high school, hoping to get an opportunity to coach there, but it was a different limelighted journey, which way I was going. So I ended up at Russ during COVID, in January of COVID, the COVID year, January. And I got employed there in February. I'm going on my second year at Russ College right now.
So, all right. So, and I know I've asked you this before, but what's it like being AD at your alma mater? Like, is there some increased pressure with that, or is it just like, I'm home? Like, what's up?
A lot of people ask me about the pressure part, but being a graduate, and I replaced the athletic director by the name of Dr. Ishmael Edwards. He was there 50 years.
Woo!
Yeah, so
big shoes to fill.
Yeah, it is, but the generation has changed. Everything has changed.
Yeah.
Even the networking component has changed. Social media has revved up, and so it's been really, really fun. And people ask me about the pressure. I don't feel any, because whatever I just add value to whatever he had going on. I don't try to change a lot of things, but some things has to be changed. But on the back end of it, I try to just add value to what we already have at the institution. And it kind of keep the board members and alumni and everybody at bay, and I don't have to have those problems. Because I tried to change one thing. I was trying to change the day of homecoming, and that did not sit well, especially with Dr. Edwards at all. So I was like, I told him I would never, ever try to attempt to change it again. But other than that, though, I'm enjoying myself. I don't feel no pressure whatsoever.
Oh, good stuff.
That's awesome. All right. So you are going into your second year as AD.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What did you learn in your first year?
Whew. A lot. The biggest thing I had to realize and understand about different egos from communicating with other athletic directors at other institutions, learning how to reconnect and speak to other people in the appropriate manner, because sometimes you would think that you can talk the way we talking, and you guys are talking how Miss Dani was just eating while she was talking. Like, I can't do that when I go to like a whole nother set.
See, the people did not see that. So why are you throwing your girl under the bus already? They didn't see that.
Well, I know, but I'm just letting you know that's how it is, though. Like, you have these receptions, and then you have to make sure you act accordingly, and you can only drink 2 drink minimums, even though it's an open bar, to make sure that that you don't say or do the wrong thing. So and then you really just, I just feel like every time I make a move or take a step, I'm representing the institution. So that's the biggest thing I learned. But really just trying to build a program, where people and we have this thing we say, why not Russ? That's what we say in the athletic department, because you look at, we have 17 other colleges. We make 18 in the state of Mississippi. So it's kind of hard to delegate and recruit. But I think my staff has done a great job at responding to what I've asked for. Last year, we brought in 227 student athletes. And I'm looking to bring in at least 350 to 400 this year. So it's a networking tool, learning how to network as well. So it's been really fun. If I sit here and talk about everything I've learned, I'll be still sitting here later on. It's 8:13. That's about 9 o'clock. We'll still be talking about what I've learned.
So we know the whole landscape of athletics is changing. So we're gonna get to that in a second and talk about NIL and things like that. But you have a very interesting operation or program that you've put together at Rust. So actually two. The first one is you have a junior varsity program for all your sports now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the second one is you have, and I know I'm going to get the name of it wrong, but you take a graduating senior and make them a student assistant coach going into their senior year. So talk about those two programs. Let's start with the junior varsity program, because I mean that's giving an additional 200-300 students an opportunity to play at the collegiate level that they probably wouldn't have anywhere else.
Right.
So what made you start that program?
Well, again, we talking about 2023. You guys with football. I really wish I was there to see you guys coach football, but that's another story. But
so wait. Terri still coaches.
Oh wow,
She
that's
coaches
dope.
with her husband. Yeah,
oh,
her
that's
and her
dope.
husband are the only husband and wife team at the middle school level. I'm gonna say it's we can't find any other husband and wife team at the
period.
Period. Yeah. I said the middle school level, but it's really period. And y'all know me, like I'm gonna dig for some information, right? Can't find it anywhere. We see the brother sister stuff at in other sports.
Right.
But for football, there is no husband and wife team that we've been able to find anywhere else, not coaching. I did coach. I coached for a summer. Don't laugh. Why are you laughing at me?
Well, because Miss Dani, you kind of short, so you coach football, and I know they looking down on top of your head, and you fussing.
That's okay.
I heard you fussing
okay. She was killing it though.
I was killing it though. I was.
Yeah, I gotta see the footage. I want to see the footage. I literally want to see you stand on the sideline and your players behind you. I want to see that picture. That's the only picture I want to see. Or you talking to one and looking up at them?
No, I would be right. Listen, they would be down for their water break, right? They be like kneeling down for their water break, and I'd be in their face. Now I'm standing up, and I'm still like.
That's why I said that. I know you'll be right there in that grid. But
it was fun. It was fun until it wasn't. I'll say that.
Of course. That's how it normally goes.
It wasn't, and Terri can attest to this, being the only woman on a field, and you have men who don't think that women belong
on a football field.
on a football field,
or that we don't know football.
And so then when they realized, oh, she actually knows the sport, it was like,
That's the
oh, so
respect
how?
factor now.
Yeah, they were like, oh,
Yeah.
so how else can we put her down? How else can we? You ain't gotta put me down. I ain't gotta be here because you ain't playing, right? I felt like LeBron. I'm gonna take my talents to somewhere else.
The South Beach.
Dude, I can take my talents to South Beach on a vacation.
South Beach all day.
So anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
So Jarvis, I also coach a women's tackle football team.
Really?
Yes.
Is it arena or is it outdoors or what is it?
Outdoors. Regular. There's a women's, it's called a WFA, and there's actually two women's leagues. And we have like about 60 teams across the country. Wow. And it's actual tackle. It's not no powder puff, it's not no flag, it ain't nothing like that. But with you being an AD, I'm going to ask you to research bringing women's flag football as a sport to Russ.
Okay.
Because that's the new up and coming thing right now. So research it, because some colleges, I think in California, have already brought it on, and they're even offering scholarships. And
yeah, they do it. They do that more on the West Coast. When I went to the convention, it was a guy from a college up there in LA. He was saying how he had all these different sports. I'm like, bro, we don't do all that down here. You know, we cool, but I don't know. You know,
about all that, right? I'm just saying, you know, just something to think about. And if you know, in the future when you're looking to expand, you know, maybe just do some type. You know, Dani is like the guru. That she's the expert on how to. So go to Dani and ask Dani how you can put some type of a survey or something together to, you know, to find out what the, you know,
guarantee you to be at the next meeting. She'll pass it out the next meeting. Watch. Absolutely. I'm telling you what I know. But the thing is, it's 2023. And it's this thing called the transfer portal. So with that, we're having that issue. So what I did was I gave it a run with my men basketball team this season. And I think he brought in like 45 to 50 student athletes just in that capacity, where he had varsity and junior varsity. And I seen how well it went. And I was like, well, I'm going to do something different this year. Now I'm making everybody have a JV program, simply because if we can bring in the bulk of the student athletes and we can compete, and you have all these students that's coming from high schools that don't have anywhere to go, then it's easy, you know, to go out and recruit. And that's the highlight of their life, saying they're going to Rush College or going to any college rather. And a lot of people, I was at my son's game yesterday, and a young lady was sitting beside me. She said she's going to like Delta State. But she said, I really want to play basketball. And I was like, oh. I was like, baby, you know, we got a team at Russ. She's like, I was reaching out to the coach. I said, no, we have a JV team. And then I mentioned Shay Johnson. And she was like, yeah, I know her. I said, she's going to be the head coach this year of the JV program. And she's been doing a great job at recruitment. I had a meeting with her the other day. We went out and had breakfast, and she came to the gym and sat in there all day. And she actually talked to college coaches. So it's pretty cool to see, because right now, Miss Dani, my baseball program, Coach Bates, have recruited. He had 61 returning, 61 to 66 returning, and he has 49 coming in this year. No, 51 coming in attached to that. So that's just baseball alone, you know. So it's getting to where my goal is 350 to 400 this year, student athletes. And the way I came up with the senior graduate assistant program, where, you know, like I know when a student athlete in college, once they finish their 4 years, they leave, they're not coming back. And they probably have like 3 or 4 more classes. I have a frat brother right now. All he needs is 2 classes and he gets his degree. I can't get that clown to go back to school or just do it anywhere. He won't do it. But I did that with the program at the school because we don't fund for assistant coaches. So that's better on us when the student athlete played for you. And when they play for you, they can turn around and come back and help you coach and then they can put that on their resume. Because I had Shay Johnson and Jazz for women basketball. I had Malik for men basketball. I had Hatch and another young man for baseball. I had another young lady for volleyball. So it's kind of picking up, and I didn't want them to leave. So what I did was to keep them there. I made them continue to go to school, but they was assistant coach, and then they graduated. And then if you got somebody else left over, I started the same program with the other student athlete, and it just teach them maturity, growth. I make them come to the meetings. They have to come to all the coaches' meetings, my meetings, and their meetings. So it's pretty cool.
So what if you now, and Terry and I talk a lot about developing leaders and how it really it starts long before you ever really even realize that you either should be a leader, you want to lead something, or you begin to put yourself in position for leadership roles. So how do you see your student athletes in the senior program, from who they are when they first come in to who they are when they're leaving?
It's funny because they always come and sit in my office and ask questions, and that's the biggest thing I love about it. And I think as long as they sitting in any coach's office, and like I just had the same conversation with Shay Johnson about leadership. I was like, you might not like the way Coach Jackson leading, Coach Bates lead, Coach Bivney. All you do is take pieces from all of them, though. Yeah. And then you add to you because there's only one of you. And so when it comes to leadership, I've seen them really grow because it's fun to watch how the student athletes respect them because they're their peers. I done seen Hatch at a baseball game at the Black College World Series where Coach Bates was off on the other side. Hatch got up. He looked at everybody and waved his finger, and all the boys got up and started getting dressed. It was fun to watch the growth, and it takes him. And he don't even want to leave. I'm like, Hatch, you got to graduate, bro. He's like, and that's my frat brother. He's like, dog, I got one more class. You had 3 classes this year. Now you got one more class. You got to graduate. That's the whole thing. You got to get out. I want you to do it, but get out on your own and put all this stuff on your resume, and it looks good, though.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. And I love to hear how, because I feel like a lot of times we look at young people, and first of all, these young kids now, I think that I have officially, I think I hit the age gap or whatever they call it, the generation gap. I hit that a few years ago, right? But now I'm really realizing like, oh, there is a big gap now. And I find it funny now, like even with our internship program or my assistant or others that are coming in and working at the conference office, volunteering or whatever, it's like, wow, like y'all could really be my kids. Right? Mm-hmm. I'm at that age now. But I see not only the difference, but also the need to, like the Bible says, train up a child in the way they should go. When they're older, they won't depart from it. And so I do think about that a lot. And so I love seeing programs where we can basically snatch our young people back, right? Because if we give them programs, we give them something to do, we give them work to do, and help them develop a love for what they do or discover what they love, right? Because sometimes you figure out, oh, I really don't want to do this, but I would rather do this. and you don't know any of that until someone like you comes along and says, hey, here's a program, let me give you this role, but now I'm also going to coach you in how to do this. And now that's something whether they stick around and coach or go somewhere else and coach, or they go into a completely different career field, right? Now they have some the transferable skills that they can use to work in finance, to work in media, to work as, a production manager or a project manager or something like that. So I love hearing that our young people have more opportunities. And I've always said you should never have to leave your campus to get the experience that you need.
That's good stuff.
You should never have to leave. So if you coming to me and saying, I want this opportunity, I'm gonna let you know, hey, I may not have anything to pay you.
Yep.
But I can do two things. I could do, three things, right? I can get you experience, I'm gonna feed you, and I'm gonna fill up your gas tank, right? And as a college student, it's like, boy, that's
it. Yeah, as long as they got their cell phone, they good. That's all they need, a cell phone. They got that.
Yeah. So kudos to you for leading that charge and really making sure that these young people have not just access to opportunities, but you have the opportunities for them right on Russ campus. So that's awesome. And for I worked at Indiana University, right, and ran their tutoring and mentoring program. There were close to 700 student athletes at IU. So for you to come in and be like, hey, I'm trying to hit 400. That's amazing. That's incredible. So
I think we can do it though. I really think we can do it this year. If not 400, 350. But I'm push. I say 375. Yeah, I'm still touching that 400 though.
So Jarvis. So for those that are not familiar with Russ College, can you tell us what sports do you all offer there?
Well, we offer several sports. We offer cross country, men and women, volleyball, women only. Then we got men and women basketball, baseball, softball, track, and I'm missing one. Oh, and tennis. Yeah, and our track program has picked up a lot too. I've never seen anybody commit to Russ for track. I hired a volleyball coach she's a fireball, and she's came in and she's worked wonder. Her name is Susanna Armstrong, and she's really done a great job at recruiting in both volleyball and of course track, and they're committing. So that's why I think Ms. Dani, we're gonna get that 350 to 400 with that track, because we never had nobody commit for track. Nobody.
Okay, so I'm a track coach, and Dani and I haven't had this conversation yet. And so we were winning the state championship last Saturday until the 4x1, and then everybody choked after that. But we still ended up getting 6 in the state. But there was like over 100 schools from across the state that was at the track meet, right? I have a 7th grader that came out of freaking nowhere that won the state championship in track as a 7th grader. Right. So he'll be back next year. So Jarvis, I coached middle school, and I'm really connected in Lexington, Kentucky. So I need your coaches to reach out to me, whichever sport that is. I can accommodate all of those, and I would love to be able to help with that 350 to 400 that you're looking for, to see if we can get some kids out of the state of Kentucky to get down there. But we definitely got some athletes here in Lexington that might not get an opportunity, or that might not want to stay. Some kids don't want to stay close to home, and
that's it.
some of them want to get away.
Right.
I got on Kentucky gear because my son is a Kentucky recruit. He plays at Kentucky. He'll be a freshman this fall, and I just know that there are just lots of kids that don't have that opportunity. But
right,
like Russ College, I love the JV program that you've created because it gives so many other kids an opportunity to pursue their goals. Because a lot of kids are late bloomers.
Right, they are.
Especially sometimes boys. Boys kind of bloom later than girls. And so sometimes you might not be as good as you think you are, but if you put in the work, you can actually turn yourself into a really, really good athlete. But I definitely would love to the opportunity to connect with all of your coaches at Russ College and help them with the recruiting process in the state of Kentucky, especially here in Lexington.
Awesome. We're gonna connect too. Notice I said we gonna connect.
That's what we do, ain't it, Dani?
It is. If I don't do nothing else,
we're gonna connect some folks.
That's it right there. That's it right there. But I think that's one of the things that I love so much about athletics, right? Is that what do they call it? The degrees of separation, right?
Yes.
You're never too far off from knowing someone who knows someone. But oftentimes, and I tell my interns this too, it's not necessarily who you know, but who knows you. Who can say your name in rooms when you are not there. So I love the connections. I love, knowing that, now Jarvis knows Terri has a stack of students that she could just be like, here you go.
Right. Football, she got a stack of women football players,
She got boys in middle school playing football. She got grown women playing football. And she got middle schoolers running track. Her husband coaches high school baseball.
Oh yeah.
So that's the other thing,
Oh yeah.
We need to talk about getting Bryant Station down there for a little
absolutely
a little college tour with the baseball team.
Oh yeah. He opening up them doors for real.
Yeah.
They stay in my office. AD, I got Ricky from Atlanta, and this one from Alabama, and this one from Texas. And I had to shut them down. I like, Coach, I gotta eat lunch, bro. I want to eat. I'm being mean, and you be walking around here all day, and I'm hungry. Oh, my fault. I'll be back later on. Yeah, do that.
Yeah. So definitely excited about that. But so all right. So you've got these programs. You've got a goal of 400 student athletes going into next year. As athletic director, how do you get your staff and your student athletes on board to hit those numbers? Because as athletic director, you're a visionary, right? You got to have that forward thinking. You have to see years in advance, right? So that JV program is not just for this year. That's like a feeder system for your sports that are already on campus, right? So now you're talking about implementing things that not only impact the varsity sports, but we're talking about increasing enrollment by 400 students in 1 year. Now, if I'm your president, I'm being
right.
Who I make this check out to?
Yeah.
Right. I'm thinking like, what's his recruiting budget again? And we're revisiting that.
Yeah. So I kind of do it a different way. I'm a lead by example type of person. So if I tell you to do something, I'm doing the exact same thing. So I'm always going out with the brand I always have my brand on me everywhere I go. So it's a topic of conversation every gym I walk into. I feel like I can do and I can help, you know, my coaches as well, or I direct them in the right direction when they start talking about. And again, my name is kind of heavy in the city. So when people stay in my DMs and
Yeah.
when I say stay in my DMs, these children stay in my DMs. They wanna play sports, and a lot of them thinking I'm coaching, and I'm like, no, I'm not coaching, but I will put them in a position to speak with my coaches, and they have to talk to them though. My coaches have to talk to those student athletes,
Yeah.
and I learned that in middle school. My my assistant principal, Dr. Taylor, uh, she walked in, and when she walked in, she looked at me, and I was kind of like looking at this parent, and the parent was talking to me, and while the parent was talking, I had my eyes closed because I did not want to hear it, and I walked out, and yeah, I'm sorry, Dr. Taylor. I'm thinking about my president, my recent president, Dr. Turner. And she called me. She's a lady of few words, but she called me back in there and she said, I'm gonna give you really 2 words to work on while you're here. And I'm like, what are they? And she was like, customer service. And what I realized with customer service is no matter how bad your day is going, what you don't want to hear, what goes on during the day, that person that's contacting you, that's not the reason your day is going that way. But that customer service will get you kind of over the hump and what you need. And just like you say, when your name come up in the room, it's not, oh, he's a rude person, or he's an a-hole or arrogant and he can't talk to him. I want my name to be on good standards when you speak my name. So that's how I do my coaches. I thrive on professionalism and accountability. And I hold myself the same way because my chief of staff she's the same way. She would get on me and I'd be like, man, I thought I did that though. Give my scratch but I didn't do it though. But but other than that though, the customer service component uh, as an athletic director, and then I always reach out. I don't think I know everything, of course I don't, but I burn Dr. Barnes' line up. I always shoot you something, Miss Daddy, if I have a question, and I kind of go from there, and then I add my own twist to it, and then I keep it moving. So that's the biggest thing to kind of get them on board for the recruiting part, and it looks good. And that's the biggest thing. Like this year, we will be taking pictures for every program because my student athletes come back 3 weeks before school start back. That was something that I implemented last year, and I call it the Champs Camp. And when they come back, we do sessions from like 9 to 11 o'clock. And because I got tired of my little first part of the year hearing student athletes saying, I didn't know, I don't know, I couldn't find, who is that? So what I did was now I bring those people in during those sessions in the gym, and they speak with them. Security, HPD, Hot Springs Police Department, the president, student advisor. I bring in all those people during those 3 weeks of those sessions, and then they get acclimated with workouts with their coaches as well. So now you might get a student athlete that come from a school where they just pretty much did what they wanted to do. Where now they're at a school where they can't do it because their coach don't allow. So you get an opportunity to kind of break that student athlete down and build them up in that 3 week period, and then you don't have to worry about it. And of course they're gonna slip a little bit, but I promise you, honeymoons only last for a week in college. In middle school, they only last like 2 days because they're gonna see somebody they know. They're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna look Ricky. And there you go. And then honeymoon stays over with. But in college, it's a week, and after that week, you start seeing the true colors. And then the coaches will get an opportunity to kind of direct them and put them in the right direction. So I try to once I do that, and it really do look good though, and it's gonna look good when you see it. Because it's gonna be on the website this year. You're gonna be like, look at Jarvis in the athletic department. Yeah. We're gonna look all right. Might have some people on there from Kentucky. You never know.
Come on, let's go.
Let's
Oh
go.
yeah.
And I love seeing stuff pop up on the website. I snatch it
They
off the
already
website
know.
real
You
quick.
snatching those quick, quick.
I know when I first started, um, I said, Jarvis, you gonna be sick of me. Nah, Miss Dani, you good.
I
Nah,
promise you. I don't get sick of Miss Danny. Miss Danny putting out everything. I'm like, man, she helping me out. I'm like, I don't think I got sick of it this year was her and my SID, but that's cool though. That's cool. Other than that though, you know, y'all like, love and hate relationship. It's okay.
ah, man. Hey, iron sharpens iron. That's all I can say about that. Iron sharpens iron. So
Definitely.
so
Definitely.
so so what's next for Rust Athletics?
Oh
Are
man.
y'all
Uh
adding sports, staff increases? Like what's going on?
well,
What's the vision for Rust Athletics?
my vision is to increase my sports. I want to add soccer, and just like Coach Terry said just a minute ago, with the female flag football, you can do that as a club sport, and
Yeah.
that's the thing. See, I already did my research. First of all, Miss Coach, I didn't did my research on everything. I sit there because you have to, like, I can call somebody and ask them about it, but if their mindset is not like mine, first thing they're gonna say is they're gonna blow me fluff, and then I'm gonna sit up there and be like, okay. So I just do my own research, and then when I find out more about it, and I hear like soccer, I hear a lot of flag football. We just like we doing the gaming system, online gaming, the competition. They started that this year, and it's been great. And we, as long as you put the right people in those positions to spearhead it, it goes great. So I'm looking to expand and continue to expand and do some different things. Trying to get my track redone, getting my swimming pool area redone. Hopefully sooner I'll be adding a women's softball field on campus instead of off campus. So it's just a lot of different things that I would like to do. It's just about getting the right people to help me push through with that, and the funding is the biggest component of it. But we on the rise though. We on the rise. That's the biggest thing. And
Always.
and the biggest thing too is graduating the student athletes. I think
Mm.
that's the biggest championship. My women coach called it the real championship, and I thrive on that because the coach that I played for when I was at Russ College, he used to say it all the time. Son, if you here to play basketball, you're in the wrong place. And then sooner or later, to show that student athlete was not there to play basketball, they end up going home. So and that's the biggest thing. I want to graduate them. I had a conversation with a young man today about, going to college. The biggest thing is getting your paper. And don't be in college for 4 years and don't get anything out of it. Yeah, yeah, you might have scored 1,000 points. It's on the wall, but what else do you have to show for it? Now you're gonna go work in a factory. No, get your paper. Because if you work in a factory with your paper, then you can apply for another job that they got in the factory, and then your pay increases.
Hmm.
Facts.
So that's how I kind of do it, and I kind of push my coaches the same way. I want them to get their master's degree. If they got their master's, then we keep pushing. Because one thing about it, if they got it, then somebody called me, and I had somebody call me last year and was like, "AD, we looking for a new athletic director. Do you have anybody?" The person that I have, he's highly qualified, but he's not qualified. So I have to, now I'm talking to him, and he's saying I'm gonna do that for myself this year, AD. I'm gonna go and get my master's, and that's the biggest thing because I don't want them to just sit around and you're not gonna be able to coach for the rest of your life. It's you can coach middle school, you can move up to the high school. Then, like you say, you dealing with a group of young ladies that's playing football, and there's no powder puffs. But like eventually, you're gonna want to sit down. So now
Yes.
you got to figure out a route to, or what you already got it in place. You know what you want to do. I don't know why I'm talking to you like that. You know what you want to do because your husband know what he want to do too. Because he got to ask you first. I know how it works. It's cool, but you know, but that's the biggest thing though. You know, graduating student athletes and making sure they get out there. You know, enjoy this thing and don't waste your time.
Yeah, that's good.
That's real good.
Now,
so can I ask?
Yep, go ahead.
I know for us, we're getting ready to transition, and we're getting ready to get a new administration in our school, and so we have the concern because I've been with an administration at the middle school level. I know it's different in college, but I'm getting to that where the administration isn't sports supportive, or they were not former athletes, and even on the workforce, I can tell the difference between co-workers that played a sport as opposed to those that didn't play the sport. It's obvious because
Yeah.
they're not very, very good team players, right?
Right.
So have you ever had to deal with a situation where you didn't have the administrative support? And even with you as an administrator, how have you dealt with at the adversity part of it? Because everybody's not going to like you, right?
Right.
when you're in that position, how have you dealt with the adversity part of being an administrator?
Hold on, I got some stuff flying around me. uh, my yeah, I got this light on and I'm in the garage, and my son set it up for me. They just coming for me now. Uh, from an administrative standpoint, dealing with, I've dealt with it, but I kind of block everything out, and I just work for myself. You know, if I have an administrator that don't support what we're doing, I just prove myself to that administrator that I'm there for the children, and it wins them over, because I have been in a situation where the administrators, they didn't care too much for me when I got there, but they barely said two words to me. I wasn't even working at their school. I was working at an elementary, and I was going to coach the young ladies. But when they saw what I was doing, I had friends where they come in and watch me. We used to hoop on a Saturday. I had those young ladies, and we practiced maybe 6 to 7 days a week because I knew what I was dealing with. And I had to start from the ground, but I would put my time in to show them that I was willing to work for them. And some of my guys, they sit there and they was like, "Hey, Jay," and after a month, they was like, "You've done a great job with these girls. You know,
Absolutely.
get them whatever they want. Just come by my office and get a check. You get them what you want to get. You know, things like that." And the principals started buying into what we were doing, and they was like, "Okay, we're gonna let them rock out now. You know, we're gonna support them." Now look around, and the gym is getting more and more packed because now the principal, you could tell when the principal is talking bad about you, talking down to the staff, because everybody don't come to their game.
Absolutely.
You know, and it was, yeah, and it was to a point where they weren't even coming to the women, because I started out coaching girls first. So they weren't coaching, they weren't coming to my girls' game. Everybody started coming in during the guys' game, but when they saw the girls, it was like, and we was looking different from the guys, by the way. They was like, "Oh, y'all got new uniforms? They got on shoes." I had a guy to get them sports bras. He got them everything, and they saw that because it's about the parents. So when the parents start talking, then I'm winning. You know, my president, Dr. Taylor, my president, Dr. Taylor, first thing she told me, "I don't know anything about sports, but I'm gonna support you in whatever you need." And that was my last interview with her in order to get the job. And when she said that, my heart just melted. I was like, "Oh, I love you." I just love you to death.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and she was very, very supportive of the athletic department and the program, because just like that JV program that I developed, they had already put that in. They tried to do it once before I got there, but she was the president at the beginning, but everybody around her shut it down.
Wow.
And when they shut it down, I just took the paperwork that he had gave them my assistant AD had gave them at first before I got there. He gave me this big old packet. It all was thick packet. And he was like, yeah, this is what I gave them. So, like anybody else, if you buying a car, what they do, they don't even tell you how much the car costs. They don't tell you how much money you're going to pay monthly by it. What they do, they're going to give you the keys and let you test drive the car. Then they start telling you all this crazy stuff after you don't fill out this paperwork and sit around all day. Then they start talking about money. And that's what I was telling Coach. I was like, look, Coach, don't nobody want to see how much you're going to spend up front. I'm just going to put how many students we bringing in for JV. We're going to put the cost and the total how much they're going to bring in per student. And we win it. And we're not spending any revenue. Like we're not losing any revenue by using this JV program. And she was like, Jarvis, this is a great idea. Absolutely. But it was the same thing that he gave them at first. But, he started talking about money in the beginning. I'm like, you losing, bro. You're not going to get it. Yeah. But with administrators, it's just about, I think it's just about the person, honestly. If you're a coach and you walk around there like, you winning and you don't, okay, you have one, but you're not the principal. So, it's different. So that's how I move. I'm not the president. I move like the athletic director. I just tell my staff, whenever you come to me and you want something, you want to do something, you got to make it make sense to me. Because when I go up there, I'm not going to talk to them if it don't make sense. We'll sit here and brainstorm and see what we need to say to make it make sense. But I'm not going up there and they ain't even look at me crazy. I'm like, Jarvis, now we're not finna buy this. I know. I'm just up here. I tell them I'm going up there and I just walk through the building like the kids do. I'm going to go see the president. They walk straight past the office and come back out. She wasn't there.
I love it. Yeah, there's nothing like having a great relationship with your, with your, even at the college level, with your president, your athletic director. I mean, we absolutely love our athletic director and our principal where we are. And we just love the relationship that we have with them, and we were just hoping that they would just never leave. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So, so Dani, go ahead and let's talk about this NIL and that whole next level stuff with where college is going.
Yes. So one of the things that I love about our conference. So our number one, our commissioner, Dr. Kiki Baker Barnes, is a visionary. Like she can see things like 10, 15 years down the line and make a decision today that is not going to come to fruition until 10 years down the line. But she's going to make that decision today, right? So the partnership that she's bringing in are for the long haul, like doing things now that are going to impact our conference, but really the landscape of athletics years down the line. And so one of those deals was bringing in an NIL company to offer our student athletes NIL deals. And all they got to do is sign up on that. That's it.
That's
it. That's literally all they have to do. Sign up on the app, and this company will come in and begin to match them with deals and contracts and opportunities. But one of the things, and we hear so much about it now, and I feel like some of it is you got people that never really wanted student athletes to get paid. And now student athletes are getting paid. So now they're like, oh my gosh, we got to regulate it. We got to slow this down. We got to do this and we got to do that. But my issue is that most of what they're talking about is to slow down the process for the student athletes rather than giving them financial tools to save and really use these deals as a tool, as an asset, right? Rather than saying, oh, they can't have $1 million contracts. Well, why not? Why can't they? Because if it was a regular student, you wouldn't care what they're doing. As long as they're paying their tuition.
Come on.
So I have Terry, Jarvis, you probably haven't seen this side of me, but like I always have, my master's is in sport management, but I have my research and my concentration is in sports sociology. So I always got some kind of idea brewing on why things are done the way they are. and so I want to get your thoughts on, because Terry knows I'll start talking from about sociology, and it's gonna be a whole second episode starting tonight. But what is your take on NIL deals, and how has Russ gotten into the deal and used it, and how do you have anything on campus that helps the student athletes or in the community that helps them as they're getting their contracts, helps them move the needle forward for themselves and learn how to create generational wealth rather than just spending what they get in? Because I think you guys were the first school to get an entire team signed up. I think the women's basketball team set in a practice or something, and Coach Jackson was like, "Y'all gonna sign?"
Yeah, he did.
Y'all gonna sign up?
Yeah, we kind of do that. We are. I just tell them, if it's something that's big that we need to get done, I tell them, hey man, the first part of y'all practice, you need to shut it down. Go ahead and because this is opportunity. Yeah. And I mean, in anything that we do on campus, if it's voting, like we did to retool your school. So we made them all. I say, Coach, make sure they vote before practice. They already got their cell phones in the locker room. They can vote. They can do a little recording of it and show it. But I think, we were the first. We was the first ones to have a whole team to get everything done. But with the NIL deals, I like it simply because it's all on them. It's all on the student athletes, and that's a part of growing. It's a part of growing up. If you don't want to get that easy money, then you really gonna struggle when you get out of school. So you might want to try to go back to school to get something else, because you need to stay at school as long as you want. Because if you have to get the real money, the real way, and all you have to do is repost things. Like this lady told me, she told them to repost, and they get $50 every time they repost.
What?
But you had to repost it, but they was reposting it. They was reposting it sideways, upside down, slanted. It wasn't even the perfect. And the crazy part is that we don't know. My daughter just came back from an NIL summit in Atlanta, fully paid. She attends Austin Peay. She run track for Austin Peay. She was the only student athlete on that campus besides Hansel. Hansel, the kid with the one arm. I know y'all have seen him. Yeah, he's attending. Yeah, he's attending Austin Peay this year. He transferred from Northwestern State with his coach. So they all went to the airport, and she ended up getting 5 NIL deals, out of it. Just by, I told her about getting her business cards before she left. They did a whole red carpet thing. It was really, really nice. They was talking about the young lady, Flajay, that came last year. I think she had like over 100,000 viewer or followers. Now she is at millions, and all of it is going on. That the kid from Popeyes, he was there. My daughter recorded him, and he was a kid at the time. Now he's a bigger guy now, and it's just different things and it's really just teaching them how to, like we do now, network, sell yourself, as far as helping people understand who you really are. And I like the NIL. Well, on campus we don't have anything, but during my champs camp, we're going to have financial literacy coming up as a session for the student athletes, and we're gonna get opportunity somebody to come in and discuss everything with them about that. And in the city of Olive Springs, me personally, like I keep telling them, and we do so much community service. we're going to do something different with business cards this year with the student athletes, where they can hand them out and they can kind of represent themselves, and hopefully they can get some out of the deal. And that's pretty much how I feel about it. But I love them. It's a great opportunity for, anybody to get paid rather than going to work in the factory during the season.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I've been around Dr. Barnes a lot. So she was the first person I called when I first got hired. And I talked to her the first week, and she was like, Jarvis, let me tell you, they don't listen around here, and it's different. Everybody will say, and she said, we need more people like you. I'm in a seat now where I can help more at the next level though. And I really see how, and I try to, like, I done been to several schools and spoke to their whole athletics department, student athletes, where I done talked to them about just the things that goes on in the background of an athletic director's world, and what the things that coaches are really not telling you that you have to, buckle down and do, or you might lose your scholarship. It's so much. It's a lot that goes on. But it's fun though. Wow. I'm trying to get an NIL deal.
Listen, I'm trying to figure out how can we get athletic staff doing this thing. Like, I need to know.
My daughter just signed an NIL deal with Celsius, the energy drink.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, when I looked at it, I'm like Celsius. I'm like, what is this? Because it was like a green background. She's like, Dad, the energy drink. It tastes like beer though. It's nasty. No, ma'am, you just drinking the wrong one. They busted my head. Yeah, we need this deal, baby. we need this deal, because she did her first one with Small Woods, and she's with Essential Water, so she got plenty of it over there. I appreciate that too. So it's my daughter, so I appreciate it.
Hey, and I've seen your daughter, man. She's out there killing it.
Yeah, she
killing it.
She ran on a fractured fibula the whole second semester.
That's crazy.
The whole second semester she ran on.
How do you do that?
She's a beast. That's all I can say. She went to the conference, and she rode the bike the whole season. Like, that's all they had her doing, icing, and she didn't even know it. And man, went to conference and said she didn't make it that far, not to run in conference, and she killed it. and when she came home, took it to the doctor here. It was like she had a fractured fibula, so she's in a boot right now.
Wow.
Yeah, she talked to him and begged the doctors that she don't have to wear the boot on the red carpet. So
yeah, I saw her in her heels.
yeah, little heels she had on. I was like, oh Lord, have mercy. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, man, listen. Every show we say this hour goes by so fast.
So fast.
It goes by so fast. But man, so tell us for the parent that's looking for a place for their child to call home. They may not know anything about Russ College. How can they get in contact with your coaches or you if they have questions, or who do they reach out to if they just have general questions about Russ and athletics?
Well, when I first got to Russ College, there's a lot of things I wanted to change about Russ. One of them was the athletics website, the page. So what you can do is, if you're interested in Russ College, you can go to russcollege.edu, and you can click on athletics. It'll take you to the athletics website, and then you can click on coaches, or it's something to the right. I can't remember what it is, but it gives you specific directions how to get to it. You type in your name, the student will type in their name, what they're interested in, and when they press send, and all the information on there, it'll come directly to whatever coach you're sending it to. If you say women basketball, it's going to come to Coach Jackson, and I always get them myself. It'll come to both of us at the same time. And it's pretty simple though. Instead of them trying to call and email, because I get 1,000 of them where I have to forward them to each coach. But it's fun though. I wouldn't change that part, but it's pretty simple how to get in contact with any coach you want to get to, and that's how we get there.
Are all your coaches on Twitter?
That's a great question. I don't know. I think we are though.
Because most coaches are on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I know. Coach Bates is heavy on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's the baseball coach.
Simply because I know for a fact Coach Bates got an Android. Somebody's running his for him. Yeah, I said it. I said it every day. I told him to get an iPhone. He old. He won't get there. So I'm letting you know. He got an Android. I know somebody running Twitter.
My husband has an Android too, and he refuses to get an
iPhone. And they would sit in the office and play like it's the best thing smoking. And it's on his last leg. I was like, bro, you can't even see the screen. And we can't even get you out of the group because it's green. You can't see a picture like we want to. It won't go through because of you. It's terrible. But yeah, he definitely got somebody running his. But we're going to be active more on Twitter this year. But I know we're on IG and Facebook and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll definitely go to the website and start following all the coaches from Russ so that I can reach out in the event that we have some kids that could possibly look into that. I have a family group here in Lexington too that I run.
Okay.
Lexington Sports Family Group that I have, and it's just all sports stuff for here in Lexington. And so I will definitely put that out there whenever I see any of your coaches looking for certain players or certain athletes. But let's get to that 400.
Oh yeah, we definitely gonna get there. I'm bringing some middle school kids to come to school this year. We're gonna get to 400.
Oh
we
man,
got some athletes in middle school too. They
I already know.
They off the chain. Ooh, they off the chain.
They ain't got good sense. They don't even know no better. So they good. They're gonna be out there all day and don't want to leave. They lay in the grass. Let's go home, son. Go home. Let's go home.
All right, Dani, we're wrapping it up then, baby.
We're wrapping it up. So
another good show.
Thank you so much, AD.
You're welcome.
For joining us and gracing us with your presence and your knowledge. Thank you for the gems that you've dropped, and thank you for pouring into our young people the way that you do. I hope there's some ADs out here that have tuned into this show and can get in contact with you to help them lead their own ship in the right direction and implement programs that ultimately help the youth in general. So kudos to you for leading that. As you all know, I'm your girl Dani. That's my girl. That
way. Hey, that way. That way. Right there.
That's my girl Terri. That's my guy Jarvis down there. And thank you all so much for tuning in to season 4, episode 1, baby.
Man,
it's a wrap, but it's just the beginning at the same time. We're so excited to be back here with you all. I'm excited that I get to be on the show regularly again until fall comes along and I'll be plane hopping.
Yes,
but
oh
man,
she had me by myself for a minute.
Man, I did.
Oh yeah, for sure. They had her going for a good minute.
Yeah, she was busy.
No, she was, and she wasn't even. She wasn't lying to you, Coach. She was busy with the heels on, moving everywhere. Right. I'm like, her feet gonna be so sore after this. Especially the men and women basketball conference tournament. Miss Dani walked all day, every day. The only time she sat down was at the edge of the table to write something down. And again, I'm like, where Miss Dani go? Like, they told me to find her. And she all outside fussing at somebody. I'm like, Jesus. You remember that? You fussing inside the building. I remember that. I said, oh, they in trouble. I was in trouble that day.
That was a whole special situation right there.
Oh, yes, it was. I said, somebody is in trouble. You remember they told us to come back out and walk around the corner. I like, hurry up, because I don't want to be a part of this right here. And you doing the same thing. That's why I know you were looking up at them football players, talking to them like that. Because you were lighting them girls up that day. But anyway, I don't want to bring back no bad memories for them. Not for you, for them.
Oh, she gonna get them straight.
Oh, she did get them straight. And she had no more problems the rest of the weekend.
I know she had no more problem after that.
Oh, yeah, they could have got MVPs that weekend after that last one. Yeah, I saw you, Miss Dani. Yeah, I saw you.
Yeah. I've calmed down though this year.
Oh, yeah, you did. I think that one. I don't think you had to do nothing else after that. Them girls on point every chance they got. Yeah. They ain't want that smoke. Then it was hot outside that day too.
Oh yeah, it was so hot that day.
Yeah, you had them on the side of being in the sun. You didn't even take them on the other side. I said, man, that little lady crazy over there. She's crazy. I know I was sweating just waiting to walk around the corner. It was so hot.
Oh my God, this is hilarious.
It was. I promise you had to be there. Should have recorded it.
See what happens when you bring the people on. They tell all your business.
Tell all the business.
Be your own people.
That's what they say. Be your own folks.
Be your own people. Be your
That's
own
it.
folks.
Hey man, why not? At least I'm saying it right here, not behind your back.
Now that's the truth.
Even though I did say it behind your back, I told Coach, I said, man, that little lady out there is getting on them. Don't go out there, Coach. Don't go. Who is it? Man, little short, crazy lady, Miss Dani. She out there going, oh. That was my first time really meeting you in person then. I'm like, that little short, crazy lady. I am not getting on her bad side. I'm straight.
That's
what
funny.
You need me to do, Miss Dani? I said, what you need me to do? I'm
that
there.
Is hilarious. Dani, that's funny.
Listen.
Oh yeah, she cut up.
So funny.
I just be trying to help people out. That's all.
Oh yeah, you helped them out that day. So, you had no more problems and no more tournaments neither. They was on point.
They were on point.
On point. Headset and all on point. Right places. They were walking just like you sometimes. I said, look at the little Miss Dani's walking through here. Look, Miss Dani. She was sitting down. I'm done. That was the last one.
For now.
Yep, you know for now.
One for now.
That's it.
He got more commentary. I promise you that.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, I got him for days.
For days upon days.
That's hilarious.
But so thank you again for joining us. If you haven't already, make sure you head over to our YouTube channel. I'm gonna pop it up on the screen for you. All right. Head to youtube.com/@hitsandheels. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can get notifications every time we go live and every time we post a video. That is it for tonight's show. You made it through season 4, episode 1 with us, with our special guest, A.D. Jarvis Stephen of Rusk College down in Holly Springs, Mississippi.
Great job, sir.
Thank you.
Make sure that you head to their website, rustathletics.com. Fill out the form, the recruitment form under Become a Bearcat on their menu. Check out that highlight video that they just posted. That's dope too. And let's help Rusk College get to their 400 students.
You know it.
Headed
yeah, we take middle schoolers too. We need middle schoolers too.
Yep, middle school. Terry.
No, they straight. She ain't trying to give up no athletes right now. She's trying to win something. Yeah, we'll see y'all later on.
Right.
No, not right now. I got a seventh grader, and she coming back.
I got a seventh grader, already a state champion, coming back, and he can be on my. And he getting ready to be in my backfield next year.
It's a wrap.
All right. See y'all.
All right,
thank
y'all.
You.
Thank you all so much. Peace, love. Thanks for all your support. And we will see you next Wednesday, June 14th, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Central, same bad channel, Hits and Heels on YouTube and Facebook Live. Peace.
Have a good one.